Oh, it's working! Yay! We're live streaming on Channel Master now. Did that work? Is anyone here? Moderation helps everyone feel safe. Great. Oh, Kalimion, what an unexpected transition. Oh, you mean because of that reference to Willy Wonka, or? It wasn't moving anywhere, so I came here manually. So I'm curious if anyone was auto-directed, if that worked at all. Maybe I should have waited longer. This is funny. I'm looking at the, I have like one Safari browser where I'm logged into one channel, and then the new channel's on Chrome. And the studio view is not really showing me how many concurrent viewers there are, so I kind of have no idea. Oh, you know what? As a user, I can see it. If I just refresh and go to my own stream and move the refresh. Oh no. And move the. I don't want to hear myself. Okay. Yeah, so we got like 16 people there. That's cool. Cool. It's just the Chrome browser. Okay, now it's live. It's working. Everything's good. We made it. I'm going to stop talking meta about the whole live stream and just be in the moment. Putting the mouse away. We're safe. Okay. I mean, the transition from the other channel did not auto-direct. It did show a pop-up that said go to this channel. Stream closed and a play button appeared for CamStream. It worked for me. YouTube provided a prompt. I clicked go now. It worked for me. It worked. Awesome. Can I put a heart here? What happens if I do the heart thing? I did the heart. Heart. You see how I did that? Okay. Well, that's kind of cool. I kind of expected that it would just automatically push you over. And I remember when they first announced that feature on YouTube, I was thinking like, what? Why would someone want to redirect from one stream to another? Like, of all the things they could be working on, that's what they decided. Like, how about give us the thumbs down button back, you know? Or I guess we have it, right? But you can't see the count of the thumbs downs. That's the worst thing. That's the tragedy of YouTube. Maybe if YouTube gets a new CEO, they'll add it back in. But I love that thing because if you're hopping into a tutorial, you're just trying to find something, you can immediately see the up to down ratio and you know if you're going to waste your time or not. So yeah, you know, some people call it a raid. And I saw that today when I was literally like searching Google how to do this. Technically, it's not called a raid, but some people colloquially call it a raid. And I don't know why, but I guess it's kind of like one channel's live streamers getting all hyped up, you know, and then they just launch onto the other person's live stream and like raid it. Just commenting like crazy, I guess. That's the idea. You could also redirect to a 24/7 live stream that just plays your greatest hits. Really? You can do that? I don't know if are you allowed to. Whoa. Are you allowed to live stream 24/7? The raid comes from Twitch, no? Yep. For us, it feels more like a dump than a raid. What do you mean it feels like a dump? Are you down in the dumps? You can see the count if you add an extension. So, oh yeah, well, so that's why I said I wasn't sure if we had the thumbs down button back or not, because I installed an extension to my web browser so I can see the number of downvotes. It's like a plugin. It's somehow through JavaScript, it adds it in there. I recommend everyone do that, you know? Speaking of which, if I had a child channel that was about like tech tips and tricks, that's one thing I would definitely add, like the easiest, most reliable way, or whatever, you know, have to workshop the title, to add the thumbs down button back onto YouTube. As long as that's legal type of thing to post. Yeah, you know, I don't know if you saw that first video for Channel Master, but it is highly edited, highly polished. I spent a lot of time putting in special effects and making nice, smooth, easing transitions. I've learned a lot about video editing from Final Cut Pro all the way to now DaVinci Resolve. So it occurred to me a really cool child channel that I would enjoy would be a video editing channel where I'm teaching people, like I would search to find what are the good video topics to make on that, and then I would make 2 of those for a week. Yeah, could be cool. I mean, those videos would probably have to be highly edited also, but like, for example, if I was doing a gym channel or a cooking channel, that's the direction of my kitchen, they would not need to be highly edited, I'm thinking it will be a fun experiment to have a child channel where it's not highly edited. It's just like, it's interesting because the video idea itself was interesting. It's not interesting because I did so much fancy editing that I made it interesting, like polishing something to make it finally worthwhile. I would rather by default be nice and just chop, 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 chop. Minimal text, minimal effects, and it's like enjoyable for people to watch. That would be nice. I was thinking if I did a foreigner living abroad, like in Warsaw, I could walk around in the city holding the camera, be one of those people out in public, like, haha, look at me talking to people on my phone. I'd have to be one of those obnoxious people, but the videos would be very interesting because I'm walking and you're seeing the background of the city, like it'd be in a park, you see other people passing by, hopefully not too closely, and it would already be interesting without much fancy text editing, It's just kind of more authentic style of video. So that's I'm thinking about all this stuff like nonstop. Okay. Being dumped into another channel, I mean. You can see the count if you add okay. Someone closing their stream and they have a huge amount of audience with nothing else to watch, so you raid someone else's channel, spreading the love. Okay, so it's like a positive type of raiding thing. Raid! That makes me think of that cockroach poison. All 15 of us raided this live stream. Yeah. They didn't expect us to come on here like that, did they? Man, I have a crazy story to tell you about what happened today launching the Channel Master, but let me just check a little. Whoop. Thank you. That was like 7 people, I think. I kind of have to look fast enough to catch the animation. I want to check the comments, and then I'll come back to the crazy story about what happened today. Okay. One of the channels for the new year. I agree. Have you ever used Premiere Pro? Yeah, I did use that for quite a bit. In fact, that was one of the first ones I used. Then I was like Pinnacle, then Adobe Premiere for a while when I was doing the deck reviews, the playing cards. And then went to Final Cut Pro when I went from Windows computer to a MacBook laptop so I could travel and carry it with me. And I did that for the longest time with the Magic Channel, Final Cut Pro. And then recently, in anticipation of the Channel Master, I spent months, maybe years, going through tutorials and learning DaVinci Resolve because I somehow got the idea that it's going to be allowing me to edit faster, to like push more videos through more quickly, more efficiently, So, yeah, I'm all about the optimization. Okay. On screen, you have 403 subscribers. The page says 48. Yeah, so this thing is like 10 minutes delayed, despite the fact that this thing was $200 investment in the channel. It's a 10-minute delay. I would have really liked if it was just live, because the people on live stream subscribe and then just immediately see it go. But you can't have everything. I guess subscriber 404 is missing. Ha! 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 404 not found. HTTP errors. Yeah! Speaking with my people here. Fellow geeks. I like it. Are there any good free video editing software? Actually, DaVinci Resolve is free. There's a free version and a paid version. Not really many offer it so nicely where you could totally get away with the free version. You do not need what's in the paid version, but there are some nice upgrades in the paid version. So I did it also as another investment into this new channel, because it's a one-time thing. It's not like Adobe where you pay every single month. Adobe Creative Cloud is like pretty insanely expensive. Okay, next comment here. And I'm gonna come back to the crazy story that happened today, but I'm just want to get through the comments here, catch up. An idea, physical challenges, like obstacle courses, rock climbing, different marathons, hiking up the tallest mountain in Poland. Ooh, I like that. I like the sound of that. My knees don't like the sound of that, but I like the sound of that. Etc. To showcase the results from the gym. That's a cool idea. I like that. Go back to reaction. It's making more money than ever. Whole channels are becoming React, and people like your reactions. You know, I really enjoy doing it too, but I don't know what the trick is. You can connect me with someone who can talk to me directly about that, but like, how do you find material that's okay to react to that doesn't get you copyright strikes or content ID claims? It's just a hassle. That's one thing with the new channel master. Like, I'm thinking that I'm probably going to completely avoid copyrighted material. Definitely no like well-known music, probably not any movies or TV shows or anything. Like, I was doing some reaction to the Instagram things, you know, magicians, because it's just individuals. It's not companies owning that, you know? And if an individual asks me to remove their slot, you know, amongst the others, I can chop that out. It's no problem. But no one's even asked me because people prefer to be featured. And it was only the big companies that were giving me problems before. So, you know, I'm like scarred from that experience, kind of wanting to stay away from it. I don't know how people are able to find content that's not going to give them a problem and know that for sure. And it's also good content. So that's my only challenge. But I do like reaction. I like reacting to stuff. It's fun to just, basically, what reaction is, you're looking at something interesting and you're just discussing it, you know? Just kind of having a fun thing with other people. That's how it feels, like discussing something with friends, except I'm alone, but I feel like I can imagine like I'm with an audience or friends that I'm talking to, you know? So it's enjoyable for me. Okay, with your 2 videos a week, one idea is to have one video that needs little editing. The other video can then afford more research and editing time. That's a good idea too. I like that. Yeah. A premium video and a cheapo video. I was thinking that 2 good quality videos per week should be doable, you know, after I've like optimized and learned DaVinci Resolve and everything. We will see. It's still kind of unknown to me, and I'm going to do my best. And I really am nervous about missing the schedule. So I want to, like, when the first child channel launches, it needs 2 videos that week, 2 videos the next week, 2 videos, like lockstep, you know? So I want to make it doable for me. So that probably means that the videos here on Channel Master, like the behind the scenes stuff, will be very quickly edited, you know, like chop, 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 or live streaming, maybe a mix of both, back and forth, because live streaming for me is really fun. I enjoy it. I get more energy from doing it. And I don't have to spend hours and hours and hours editing, you know, it's just the amount of time I'm live streaming and like setting everything up beforehand. So yeah, something like that for Channel Master. But, you know, I would like to make some nice videos for Channel Master too, occasionally, you know, just around the concept of like what works in YouTube through our experimentation. Can you tell me about your experience with Ukraine? Do you have contact with friends? I do have contact with some friends there, but most of my friends who were in Ukraine, including the Ukrainians that I knew, have left. So I've got 2 magician Ukrainian friends that are living in London now. So I'm not really in contact with anyone still living there now anymore. I was there for 4 years living there. And all my American friends, expats, Canadian friends, we all kind of just scattered, you know, at that time. Okay. Hope you don't mind me asking, but do you have a romantic partner? Well, yes, I do. I met someone 6 months ago and we're dating and it's going really well. So thanks for asking. I missed the Fool-less videos. Me too. That was the best. That was like the best mix because it was like the Magic Act, Penn and Teller commenting on them, me commenting on the act, me commenting on Penn and Teller. It was like a nice triangle of interesting magic. So it's a shame I can't do this anymore. But, you know, if you look on the Patreon, there's something on there. That's all I can say. Maybe if you like that, you would like this other thing. Anyway, is there a configuration to adjust the refresh interval of the subscriber counter? No, there isn't. I did email the app developers, and they sent me like a long email about how I could write my own applet or script to do that. And I was like, huh. And then I just didn't have time and didn't come back to it. I imagine the time investment might not be worth the payoff, even though I would like to, because I like solving problems. But I, have to like put on my horse blinders and just focus on the thing. How to find good, reactable, copyright, amenable content, Mr. ChatGPT. Okay, I could ask AI. That's a good idea. I don't know if it'll know. There's some things AI is really good about, and other things that it's just the opposite of good at. The Fool Us videos were like watching it with a friend that was into magic. Yeah, I know. It was a perfect mix while it lasted until CBS had their way with me. Thanks, Giganto Television Corporation, for laying the smackdown on me. This is the smackdown. Okay, so I can tell you my crazy story that happened today, I guess. Let me take a little sip of water here. Oh yeah, so today is the go live celebration. I feel amazed and happy about this, because I was really kind of planning this for like 2 years. I was supposed to launch this almost 2 years ago, and I was working on it before then too. So like, it's kind of crazy to me. I was even going to have a video editor, but that fell apart. A disaster. Yeah, and now that it's here, it feels kind of surreal, actually. And I have no idea. I have no clue if this is going to take off and be a good idea or not. Like, I really don't know. So it's exciting, but I had this idea just out of the blue one day. Just boop, it appeared, and I was like, oh yeah, like no one's ever done something like this on YouTube, and it would be so cool. Like, there's the interactive element, and you're like doing what they voted for, and it just kind of, it's like Inception, it's a YouTube channel about making YouTube channels. It's about what's cool and what's exciting about YouTube. Like, that's what we're gonna wrap our hands around. So I think it's super cool. Oh, +1, 411. Oh yeah. Everyone here who's already subscribed, smash like on this live stream. Maybe it will promote it so more people will see it. But I'm happy with 19 concurrent viewers. That's already pretty cool for the first day of this channel's existence. And thank you all for coming over from the Magic Channel. Okay, so the crazy story. So first off, happy to be here. Happy that I got that video on time published. But I woke up today and I was, I don't know why. I just thought it would be cool to publish the video from my phone. Normally I use the computer. I got haven't been changing the camera at all. Where's the other one? And I've got also this, here's the channel master, in case you forgot what that looks like. So I thought I would publish it from my bed, because I had it like uploaded last night. I made the nice thumbnail. I'm very proud of that. And I was like, yeah, I'll just do it. Just go with the flow. I gotta, like, that's how I gotta be now. I can't be too perfectionistic. I gotta just be like, perfection is the enemy of good enough. If I want to keep everything on schedule. So I just clicked publish on the phone. It was all ready to go. And then I got up and I'm moving around, starting to make my breakfast or whatever. And I looked there and they have the live analytics. I guess I could show you. Yeah, I mean, we have this screen thing here, right? Why not use that? So if I come over to the channel, I got to use the other one. Let me bring that over here. There it is. And yeah. Okay. So here's the dashboard, content. you're going to get a spoiler of my horrible story of what went wrong today, but there's two of them. So if we go inside of this one, you get this analytics view, you know, of all the views. But the most important thing when you first launched is this thing over here, this real time, and you can change it to be 60 minutes or 48 hours. So, you know, I'm kind of looking at this thing, and I'm looking at the breakdown, and the notifications percentage was like, when it was at 11 views, it was like 5%, and I was like, hey, you know, so and so, what is 5% of 11 or something like that? And it was like 1, and I thought like, is it working or not? And it kept, you know, the other number, the browse number, was growing. That's like where people discover it on the YouTube homepage. That was growing, so that's cool, slowly. But the notifications, and then I asked my parents, I asked my friend, I asked my girlfriend, and everyone's like, no, I didn't get any notifications. And I was like, what's going on here? And then it's such a long, complicated thing. I hate to bore you with it, trying to simplify it. I think because of how I previously published a test video, that it remembered the last setting. There's this checkbox when you're making a video public, and it says post to your like your channel, stream, and notify all subscribers. That's usually checked when you publish a video, so everyone gets notified. And I unchecked that for this other test video, and then that was the last video I had published. And then when it came time to do this one, there are some settings that it will remember from the previous publish, and some settings that it completely ignores and just resets. Well, I assumed that would be one that would be reset. And when I was using the phone to do it, I didn't even see that option, because you have like a different, you know, when you're over here, you got like a totally different layout with different buttons and options than you have. 69 views. Oh yeah. You got a totally different view and different buttons than you have here, and that checkbox was not even showing. I looked all around for it, I didn't see it, and I was like, come on, Jason, relax. Just trust in the process. This is YouTube. Like I've got the YouTube Studio app installed on here. That's the same thing like the web browser. That's the behind the scenes thing. And I just clicked publish. And then I was like, oh no. So it didn't notify anyone. You know, I spent all this effort getting people to join early and do notifications all and all this stuff. And then it just like, I failed because of some glitch on YouTube. So I was watching that. I kind of slowly start. And the other reason that led me to believe that is, let me show you this. How would I show you that? Yeah, I can show you like this. The other thing that led me to believe that was that when I looked at my channel master page as me, so here's the magic me, so like not the owner of this channel. So forget this is a live stream. But this video was not showing up. It was just blank. There's some post I did, some community thing. There's a link to my other channel, but there was no video. And you had to come over here and click on videos to see it. But you come back here and there's nothing. And this is where you land by default. So like, even my brother messaged me around 6 p.m. and he was like, hey, weren't you gonna launch your channel today? And I was just like, oh, why? Why? You know, it was already such a challenge to arrive on time after 2 years of delay that even the mere act of publishing a video, I find the weirdest possible bug that could possibly exist with YouTube, and then stumble right across it. So I told him, well, if you go to the videos tab, you'll probably see it, right? And he's like, hold on, let me load it up again. And he's like, yeah. So I see it. I'm gonna watch it and have my dinner. It's like, but everyone's gonna have that experience, and they're not gonna have me to guide them. So I was like, what do I do? There's already like 12 comments on there. There's some nice comments, you know, I like people interacting. And I was like, do I upload it again and delete the first one? And then I was like, I hate to do that, but like, it's really important that it has a chance, you know, with these notifications. So and you can't even upload the same video file because YouTube will be like, we've already got that one. So I had to like change something and render it out again another like 12 minutes later, my computer like overheating, and then upload it and make the thumbnail the same and all the text and everything the same. And then I put the other one like unlisted, the first one that had already been out for like 4 hours, 5-6 hours, I guess, I don't know. And then the new one I published the right way with a checkbox. And I thought that would fix the fact that it wasn't showing over here too. I thought that was part of the problem, that it wasn't showing on this videos section. But I looked and none of this was here. It was still like just blank, you know, and not even with this live streaming because I just added that. So none of this was here. It was just blank and it showed these two things only. And I was like, okay, so maybe that checkbox thing wasn't the problem in the first place. But now I've got this one unlisted video and I've got the new one going live. Someone even commented on there like, hey, am I seeing this video again? Disaster! Not the smooth launch I had envisioned. So there's like a YouTube support thing. And I got on the chat with them. And of course, they direct me to like the most competent employee that they have on staff. Sarcasm. And so like I'm explaining the situation as clearly as possible. I'm sending screenshots. I'm talking to them for like an hour. And I'm like, listen, I published the video. Number one, there's two things. Number one, I think people aren't getting the notifications. Number two, and I said, really, let's forget about that. The most important thing, the video is not showing up on my home tab. And so she's like, oh, well, let me think about that for a little while, you know? And I was like, okay. And then she messaged me. She's like, are you still there? And I was like, yep. She's like, okay, just a few more minutes. She was like really hoping I would leave. You still there? Yeah. Okay, I think I have the answer for you. I said, okay. Silence. And I'm like, I'm listening. She starts typing again. And it's like, well, when you publish a video, it shows on the video tab, not on the home tab. And I was like, I've been doing you. I don't want to be one of those rude people, but I was like trying to be direct. You know, I was like, I've been doing YouTube for a long time, and I know that it works this way. It worked this way on my other channel, you know? And then she was like, oh, okay, well, you know. And I said, I think this is a technical problem. And so she's like, well, let me look some more. And what was it? She's like, let me think about it. And then so she takes another 5 or 7 minutes, comes back, you know, after checking that I'm still there a couple times. And it was like, what was it? Oh, I forgot. Give me a second here. I'm panicking. It's like when you forget a word, and now I'm live and I can't think of it. Okay, I will think of it in a second. We're going to go to the comments, and then that will help jar my memory. Fool us has got good lawyers. You should react to bad lawyered people. Yeah, that's a smart idea. Regardless of what happens, good on you for trying. Thanks. 411 here, I think. So when you are on month 4, channels 1 through 3 will be abandoned and have no more videos? Yep. That's the trade-off, you know? I thought about that. It's not ideal, but like I have to choose between the options here. And I think the most important thing for the concept of Channel Master is that it's interesting for people to watch. And so if there's a new channel with a brand new topic every month, that's a reason to tune in again. You know, like, okay, maybe this month I'm not interested in arts and crafts, but next month he's doing this thing that I would be interested in. Or just to see that same person trying to do a totally different role could be kind of interesting. It has to be like gamified, you know, it has to like have this momentum, keep moving forward. In an ideal world, I would just launch one channel and just focus all my energy on that. But then I would just do that and I wouldn't be doing Channel Master. So here we are. And I thought 1 month, you know, 12 channels in 12 months, that sounds like a nice wrapped up 365-day challenge concept. I think people can understand that pretty easily. So it's a Not ideal, but like I can't really think how to get around that. Except if, we're on month 4, month 5. What if channel 2 had been doing pretty well, like the second child channel, and what if people really like that? Maybe I would make some kind of mechanism where we could, by vote, if the majority of people wanted to, for the next channel, go back to that previous one. So I thought about that. I'm not entirely against it. I guess we'll just see how it goes, We'll start off with just new ideas at the beginning and maybe come back to that. Okay. How long is the current chat to stream delay? I do not know. There's no way for it to tell me that. I did select like ultra low bandwidth, ultra low latency as my option, but sometimes it feels like it's pretty delayed. Mr. Rock and Roller Jason is live. What's up? Happy holidays. Yeah, you like these decorations back here? Does look like the happy holidays. So will you have a really tight plan to get the subscribers to keep hopping with you? To keep, I don't know what you mean by that, to keep hopping with me. I feel like this is something that everyone else is reading in like, clearly, Jason, what he means by hopping is this. Why don't you see that? Are you an idiot? Jason needs an ice bucket challenge. Vintage tube. Everyone used to watch those. I'm up for that, yeah. Like, I'm okay for pain as long as it's not going to do real damage to me. Sure. If somehow that gets voted in, I'll do it. Sometimes you're already mastered the topic after watching a channel so long that they become repetitive. Thus, you will start watching that channel less and less. Yeah, I agree. Like, if you're following some channel for a while, I guess eventually you've kind of had enough of that, and that's when you kind of find other channels and move around, Like, I used to watch PewDiePie a lot, but even though I love his videos, I just kind of don't anymore. Our interests change. I like him. I just have other things I need to focus on. Okay, back to that customer support lady. What did she say that made me upset? Dang it, I can't believe I'm totally blanking out about this. Oh, I remember now. She's like, I have research and I have comeback. And she's like, are you ready? And I was like, I'm ready. And she was like, this is the YouTube customer support person. And she was like, so, for notifications, it's important that your viewers will select near the subscribe button and select to be notified. And I was like, there's this person telling you to reboot your computer, which sometimes is the problem, But in this case, it's not. And I've clearly articulated the problem to her. And so I said, like, listen, I've been doing YouTube for 7 years. I was becoming a Karen, I need to speak to the manager. And I literally asked to speak to the manager. So there's that. I did become Karen. I could be Karen for a month. That can be a child channel. So I was like, I've been doing YouTube for 7 years. I know how people get notifications. Like, can we just skip all the basics? And she was like, oh, okay. And I was like, sorry, but like, oh, it's just, blood pressure going and everything. Eventually, she was just like, well, that's the way it is, Just like our policy is now, there's no technical, there's no technical issue. And we just need to give it 24 hours. And I was like, listen, I'm launching the channel today after 2 years of work. I don't want to wait for tomorrow. Can't you escalate me to talk to a technical support person so we can get this cleared up now? Today is the launch. This is it. It's not December 2nd. But I was kind of polite. I was saying please a lot and, sorry, but I was not maybe as aggressive as I'm portraying, but I felt that, And so I said, she was like, even if I were to get you to speak to my manager, and I was like, okay, so it's a possibility. And I said, please, can I just talk to them? I would like to see if there's any chance. So I'm talking to the next person, blah, blah, blah. they're looking into it. I could tell this person's IQ level was like 20 points higher, but still not like average human IQ. Uh, but still like a little improvement, you know? And it wasn't just the same person too, I don't think, because it like showed that like someone else came on there and the other one left. Because it could be really funny to be like, oh, I'm the manager now. Here you have my my attention. One sec. But eventually I solved it. And how did I do that? While I was talking to her and waiting for her to respond, I had an idea. I was like, okay, because you can customize. Maybe I'll show you. It's kind of interesting. You can customize your, where's my mouse? Your layout. There we are. So you go to, back to your channel, you go to customization, and you go to the home tab, and then you have these sections for your home tab. It's the layout. So like live now, upcoming live streams, single playlist, so video, like you can choose 12 of them. So I even put a link to like, you know, my other channel there or whatever. And shorts, past live streams for you. So, but I had, you know, videos there, and I even saw this picture there, but it just would not show up publicly for anyone to see. So what I did, being a creative, clever guy, I went over here, I went to playlists, I made a new playlist called Channel Master. I put one video in it, came back to customization, to the home tab. I added in, you can add like a single playlist or multiple playlists. I did single playlist, which is this one right here, you can see, and I put that there, and then it showed up, and it worked, and I was like, okay, I got some kind of solution, even though this thing's broken. And then while we're talking, she's like, oh, I loaded your channel, and the video's showing up now. So like I told you, it's just a matter of time. And I was like, no, I fixed it. Like I had to come up with a weird solution, like a temporary band-aid to fix it, because you wouldn't even consider that it's a glitch, you know? And she was, anyway, it was pretty stressful. But the funny thing is, I looked at it more recently, and then like an hour or two after that call, like just before the live stream, maybe an hour or two before, I looked at it, and now it's correctly showing the videos section here. So I need to go back and remove this thing. But it just started working again. Or maybe because I added this started working, or because... Thank you for subscribing. I don't know how many people that was there. I think 2. Maybe because the live stream appeared, then it showed the videos thing. But my idea, my suspicion, is that they have some little small bug that's like, if you only have one video, don't show the videos section, which would be kind of counterproductive to new YouTube channels. But I guess it's such an edge case that they don't worry about it, or not enough people report it, you know? Maybe someone new to YouTube isn't even realizing that it should show up there. I don't know. So that was my adventure today, thinking that I published it and no one got notified, wondering why it's not appearing on my home tab, no one can see it, panicking, talking to, let's not beat around the bush, fairly inept customer service people who were telling me that YouTube works in a way in which I know it does not work. Like, your videos appear on the video tab, and on the home tab, that's not where they appear. That's for other things, like your posts and your playlist and other things. And it's like, no, that's not how it works. So, in the end, everything's okay. And the channel went live on December 1st, and the video got out there. And yeah, it doesn't have a lot of views yet, but it's live, and this is the beginning, so I shouldn't have too high expectations anyway. And I'm glad that I do have some views. That's cool. And I'm glad that it's a good video. I can actually say, like, of all the videos that I published in the past, some of them I look back and I'm like, and other ones I feel quite good about. This one I can be proud of, you know? Because if the channel does take off in the future, I'd like to look back and see that first one and feel good about it, and not feel like it was somehow an ugly start to the channel. That's all I can think to say. Let me just see if there's any more comments, and otherwise we'll probably call it quits soon. Okay, just checking on the comments. Where did we last leave off? Ice bucket. Sometimes, From channel to channel. The YouTube support lady asked you to turn the channel off and on again? I mean, that's basically what she was asking. Yeah, you're having problems with your notifications? You know, the viewers need to click notify me for that to work. Thanks. Do you think you can know if you're talking to an AI voice? Yeah. Like, there's, at least if it's something like ChatGPT, I would know. But this is like that special mix of like not really invested, not really interested, kind of giving you half their attention, bored, and let's say not highly specialized with knowledges of the world. I'm trying to say it nicely. You can feel that, and that was a real human I was talking to, I'm pretty sure. I could be wrong, could have been fooled. When my managers would make me reset and go back to step 1 in a tech support tree for Apple, it always made things worse. Oh, you worked at Apple? Wow, that's impressive. I am an Apple fanboy, as it turns out. I know, it's kind of an ugly thing, but I just like their products. Sorry. I don't mean to offend the Android users. I know that they make the great phones also, the Galaxies or whatever. The Pixels and all the Galaxies are great phones too. But yeah, that's amazing that you worked at Apple. Wow, I've never even met anyone who did. Oh, maybe you're talking about the store. I have met people at the store because I've had to go into there for support. Anyway, plot twist. I was that YouTube support person. Oh, that would be embarrassing. I really hope that person isn't watching. That would be the worst. I shouldn't have told this story. Man, I feel bad now. Okay, if you are that telephone support person and you just listened to me bash you for 10 minutes, I'm sorry. We're all human. We all start at different points and have different situations. I did not mean to be attacking you if you're watching this. I was just frustrated and just sharing my, launch day experience. So I hope you didn't see this, and if you did, you can forgive me. Okay. I did not consider that. I couldn't watch the entire problem, but can we blame cache? Yeah, why not? It was a caching issue, let's say. And that person I put on was Gemini. LMAO. Everything finally works and the people rejoice. And the people were happy. I remember some Monty Python thing like that, if I remember correctly. Maybe you got the night shift person who isn't properly trained. Could be. Yeah, it could be. But it's like, well, I felt like I couldn't even talk to them. I didn't even know how, I was telling them how YouTube works. Well, on something, okay, I'm not going to bash anyone. What if they're still watching? Magic Pez 28 says, yes, we had an international chat center in my college town. Salt Boy. The problem is the level 1 support folks have to handle many tickets at once, and you do get partial attention. Yeah. I probably had her attention by the end when I was like, vein bulging out of my... Why is it focusing on the tree? There we go. I got a modern camera here. How long was it focusing on the Christmas tree? Weird. I don't think I'm that delayed. No, I see myself, it looks like only a 5 to 10 second delay. So just the delay you may feel is me looking at old comments because I was trying to be kind of present. It's easy to be glued to the comments, So try to make the streams a little bit more interesting than that, because I've watched some other live streams where people are just reading the whole time. Jason, it was a fake plot twist. This is Rodney. L. I know it's you, Rodney. I remember your username. Salt Boy. Salt Boy 9. I used to have a username. Oh, I don't know if I want to say it on here, but it was something 8. So, I know what it's like having a sub 2-digit number at the end of your handle. I can relate to that. You know, I feel you, Rodney, there in San Antonio. It must be, if I use my mind reading capabilities, about 5:30 p.m. where you are? Wait, is that right? Yes, I think I can feel it. It's mentalism. Any topper going to the top of that little tree? Oh. No, we don't have anything for the top of this yet. It's just a tree. But we did put the little decorations. That's something that was individually tied. Yeah. It smells like Christmas in here. I have a scented candle, and I've actually heard that those candles are not good for you. They put the smoke into the air, and it could be toxic. So even though it does smell like Christmas, it might also smell like cancer. Hopefully not. I will use some ball of magic to guess that username. Oh my god, it is. So I did guess your correct time zone. Wow, that's fantastic. You, ladies and gentlemen, you saw it here first. The magic carries over from Jason Parker Magic to Channel Master. There's going to be some maybe elements of magic here too. So, anyway, is that all we got to talk about here, ladies and gentlemen? I just wanted to be here and celebrate this launch of this thing, because like, I have never in my life had a project that I worked on for 2 years before launching. It's gonna take me a while to shake out of that state. Like, it was actually kind of embarrassing, because people are like, what do you how's it going? And I'm like, oh, I'm working on getting ready for Channel Master. You know, still, yep, just working on that. Oh, unbelievably painful to just like, that kind of became my identity. Like, this guy who's just continually working on something that never materializes. I feel huge relief just getting to today, to this milestone. Like, boom, now we're here. We're live. +1. When I get to 1,000, I can apply for the channel to be monetized. So don't subscribe, because then you're going to start seeing ads. Sorry. Keep it, like, unsubscribe. We can avoid that. Joking. You know, for me, this Channel Master would be cool if it can succeed well enough that I could actually make a living. You know, currently I live through my savings and just like a little bit of residual income from the Magic channel. But this is my idea, to give YouTube like another big try and try something outside the Magic niche. You know, I debated, should I just pick a second channel on a different topic like a normal person, or should I pick a second channel and it's Channel Master? And I just thought, like, I don't want to be like on my deathbed someday and be thinking like, I wonder what would have happened if I tried that idea that I had. Like, I would even rather try this and it just fails horribly, and then be like, well, I tried that, you know? So here I am, giving this a shot. To me, it feels crazy, but I guess it's plausible that this could work somehow. I was even thinking if I could get some other channels to collaborate, possibly, who are in the space of creating YouTube videos, kind of a YouTube advice space. There might be some synergies to be had, you know? It's kind of a similar type of audience, perhaps. Although this thing isn't just how to YouTube. This is kind of also like in my mind, hopefully like a little bit of an entertaining thing to see how it goes as the weeks and the months go by. Like, dud, bad channel, and then everyone can laugh at me. See how nice and entertaining that would be. Yeah. or I'm just a masochist. It's one of those things. Okay, back to the comments. Here, I'm bringing this over. You know, I think I can pop this out and then more comfortably see it. Let's see if Chrome can handle this. You know, I thought because like YouTube is owned by Google, that the Chrome browser would be the like superior experience. Seems like not. Seems like it was having all sorts of display issues. Okay, yeah, I got a much better view of the chat now. That's chat-tastic. Can I make the font bigger? Let's try that. Oh, I can. How nice is that? For my old man eyes to be able to read this. All right. I'm looking at your, if you have any questions or comments, now's the time because probably we'll wrap this up soon here. What are you drinking? Water? As a matter of fact, it is water. Or it was water. Yeah, it's not vodka, even though I'm in Poland. Oh, don't want to block the view. The important view. Huzzah! Ads on live stream should be a crime. Yeah. Usually I don't do that. Yeah, usually I just, when I'm doing live stream, I just disable them. That's what I did on the Magic channel anyway, where I had the option to choose. But I think they're changing something about that too, if I remember correctly, that they were going to start doing like ads to the side of the live stream so that people wouldn't like miss out on the live stream, you know, because it's kind of weird to just be removed from that experience suddenly. I do, Kalemion. I do like the channel name. Channel Master is very early 2000s challenge show. Yeah, that's kind of how I had that graphic in the intro video. If you watched it, like Channel Master, I kind of pictured it like Beast Master or like Masters of the Universe kind of like style, you know, like that kind of thing. Only instead of teams running an obstacle course, it's you parkouring your way through different genres. I like how you wrote that. Are you AI? Are you ChatGPT, or did that beautiful turn of word come straight from a human brain? That's nice. JBoss1073. Creatine? Yes or no? I'm gonna be a hard yes on creatine. Yeah. That one, there's many supplements for the gym, and that one's a pretty clear winner. I've looked at it before, and there's not many studies against it. In fact, there were some, in the last couple of years, some studies showing that not only can it help you get a better workout, increase your muscle growth, but it can have benefits for your brain, for your cognitive function as well. So, even my mom started taking creatine like 6 months ago. So yeah, there's that. That's my hot take on creatine, yes or no. All right, are we, is this it? Is this the end? Is this the end of the channel? Live shaving. Saving my job from the morning. Now I'll just be able to wake up and go straight to work. I think I need to publish a video tomorrow, probably. I was supposed to make a plan today for the rest of the week. And then this whole panic, this whole thing that happened with that first video and it not showing up derailed everything. So looks like tomorrow's the morning to do that planning. But I think I should solicit the first child channel topic really soon, because 2 weeks from today, the first child channel will go live, you know? You might say this is the easiest time, where there's enough time to get everything going. I wanted to publish a few extra videos for the Magic channel. I had this like magician interview that still needs to be edited, but that's not, I mean, that can be delayed in theory. But I was thinking maybe tomorrow I could post the first video, getting people to give their idea. And so here's the best way I could think about doing it so far. YouTube allows you to do a poll, right? And I think it's 3 options or maybe up to 5. So that's really nice because you click and then you see the result. You see the percentages, like, so everyone can just very fairly see the results of the poll. But in the beginning, everyone could have different ideas. There could be like 20 ideas or 30 ideas, right? And we need to distill that down to just one. So I was thinking like brackets in a sport competition or like in a country's presidential election. You have kind of like rounds. I was thinking, I don't want to complicate it. I want to keep it simple, but I was thinking 2 rounds. Round one, fight is, I'll publish a video maybe tomorrow. So, what do you want the First Child channel to be about? Leave a comment below. And then the comments that get the most upvotes from other people, that's kind of messy, because they're not strictly ordered by upvotes. They're kind of like, it does its own smart way to determine what order to put them in. That would be a starting place. So maybe after 24 hours or 48 hours, I could go through there, collect the top 3 ideas, and then put it into a poll. And that would be round 2. And I would say, like, I don't know if it has to be another video or what, but like, or community post or something. Here's the poll, and I've like, as a human, just tried to collect what are most obviously the top 3 ideas, and then have a vote that's easily to be seen numerically. That's the best way I could think about doing it, because I don't want to send people off of YouTube. Like I could easily do a Google survey or something like that, but like, people have a strong resistance to leaving the platform. I want to make it simple, all on the same platform, just easy. So yeah, what do you guys think about that? You have any thoughts there about that approach for selecting the first topic? Are you interested in doing some kind of science or myth busting channel? Yeah, sure, why not? I'll put out the guidelines for what I wouldn't do on this first video, this second, the first video asking for what the topic should be. I'll put out some guidelines, like obviously I can't do something that's too expensive. I wouldn't do something that's gonna like hurt other people or hurt myself. So probably I'm not gonna do a prank channel. I don't want to like scare strangers, So just some basic guidelines, like can't be expensive, has to be safe. Expensive is the issue for me. If I had loads of money to drop on this, I guess that could be more dynamic. But like, on the other hand, keeping it low cost makes it more relatable to everyday people. Like how they might imagine doing their own YouTube channel, it keeps it in that area. Does it have to be filmed in this studio? It is not. If I do a, like a foreigner living abroad channel, just talk about life as some American in Europe, I imagine I would film a lot of videos walking around, or at least showing a lot of footage. I might film some of them sitting here and then overlay footage that what I'm talking about, but I could do that out and about. If I was doing a workout channel, a lot of the footage would be in the gym. But yeah, I mean, I think I would probably always intercept some of the talking head moments from here. I could film at different angles, but like I have all the lights set up nicely here, so that's kind of an advantage. I'm open to going outside, yeah. Anyway, anyone had thoughts about the voting mechanism? Maybe if no one's got any thoughts about that here, I'll also include that tidbit in the video tomorrow or the next day, seeing how people think. There's no perfect way to do it, but like it's going to be good enough. And then when we get more and more people watching, there will be like a lot more people with more opinions to vote. So we'll have like the crowd, the hive mind, to come together in voting. So we'll like higher numbers for votes. So like it'll be more clear. Like with statistics, you need like a large enough sample size to have the study be valid. So like it'll become more valid the more people we have watching in the future. It might be a little shaky the first time. I think the voting idea via comments would be a good start. Thank you. Yeah, I couldn't so far think of a better way to do that outside of some external voting thing, and I think many people would be too reticent to just like, they're on YouTube, they just want to be there. That's why they're there, You can write down the top ideas on playing cards and ask the live chat how many cards to draw for a bit of a crossover. Whoa, ho, ho. That's a cool idea. I like that. That's creative. Thank you. Thank you, Kalemion. And also, it would be pretty easy for me to cheat and force in my selection. JK, JK. When I run out of water, that's the end of the live stream. Just one sip left. Any other comments, or should I just end this? In the pain, in the suffering. People are like, can you just end the live stream so we can go about our normal lives? Do you cook? So I would say that cooking is not one of my strengths. So if I do a cooking channel, it's going to be from the perspective of a beginner. Probably like easy stuff for people who don't know about cooking, you know? Or maybe one of the videos could be me trying something more complicated, but it's like an idiot tries to do this complicated thing. Could be. Yeah, I can't pretend to be something that I'm not in terms of cooking. But in the video, the main one that I've got published on the channel, it does kind of list my skill set. I'll mention that again on the video tomorrow, like what areas I think I'd be naturally good at if we were to consider an idea. Off the top of my head, like some of the biggest ones is like a cooking channel for idiots like me, gym thing, I guess, or teaching video editing, or The Foreigner, like lifestyle, what's it like living in Poland, you know? Something like this maybe, are some of the most obvious low-hanging fruit for me. Yeah, the viewers would get to learn as well, so like they can learn alongside you if you're a beginner. Well, what about some other cameras? I've got a fancy camera. Look at me. Look at my fancy that's how I got the thing to show up. See how it looks over here, all professional? Like it's just part of the scene. But then the reality, it's just on my magic books. The sad reality. What? Oh wait, that's not me. Hold on. What can I say? I never use this TV for anything. It's easier to watch something on my laptop. It just sits there. I wish I could remove it. What do you think? Ayo! Live interaction. Wait, will the content be live? No, it won't. So for the child channels, it'll all be pre-recorded videos because, well, for the most part, I imagine them being pre-recorded videos for the child channels so that they have the best chance of success, you know, an edited video. However, yeah, I mean, as I mentioned in the first video, there are niches and topics, and then there's like the format, the style of the video, of the channel. So it could be like this topic, but live streaming, or this topic, but shorts instead of normal long form videos, or this topic, but it's a podcast. You know, there's a couple like styles of channel that could be mixed and matched. So yeah, I mean, if it was a topic that would work well with live streaming, that would be pretty cool. That could work too. I mean, as long as you got a good stable internet connection. I have one here at the Wi-Fi. It's a very good Wi-Fi here. But out and about, I guess it could be a little risky if you, I mean, it should be fine, yeah. Seeing a coin magic book makes me want to see some coin magic. Hint, hint. Too bad I'm not very good at coin magic. Hint, hint. Yeah, I have that book, and that's one of the books that like I've never really read much of. So this holding up my clock is the best use it's gotten in a long time. Looking forward to all of it. Off to band practice now. All right, Magic Pez, enjoy. I was in band too before I was in the marching band. What instrument do you play? I'll just ask you a question as you're trying to leave. That's polite. Maybe a video of you trying out coin magic. Don't know if I want to show my ineptitude with coin magic. I like to show magic tricks that I'm good at, you know? not the ones that haven't learned well. I don't mind to show my noobness on other topics, but I guess I would be a little bit liking to avoid doing that in terms of magic. Because I've spent most of my life trying to be good at that, you know? Baritone sax. I used to play the baritone, or euphonium. So, anyway, enjoy. Have fun at band practice. We could all learn coin magic together. Wouldn't it be embarrassing if we were like a month of learning coin magic and then I'm just like falling behind and everyone's doing better than me? Or maybe I should just be like the reason other people feel good about their progress. All right, I'm going crazy, so it's about bedtime. And so thanks guys for being here. And I hope you all will have a sweet and wonderful good evening and good night. So that's it. Thanks for being here. I'm excited, but I'm going to get less excited so I can fall asleep now. Maybe drink some chamomile tea. Auf Wiedersehen. Adios. Sayonara. Be good. Be well. Goodbye. Yes, end the stream.